The newest reaction and review video. So this is interesting. The video is called Family Reunion. And it looks like this isn't really going very good. Looks like Earth is a bit angry or something like that. Moon is like trying to hold them together or something. I don't know why he's holding her hair like that. But then again, she's a robot, so technically her hair is some kind of plastic or like flexible plastic, let me think. He's created that much of a genius to use that kind of like that clay that is like solid when you like punch it, but liquid when you put your finger in it. Like, is that what he used? That's just something that came into my brain. I just woke up a few hours ago and I was listening to Hamilton. So if I seem emotional, that's because I was listening to Philip's death song and then the song right afterwards and I was crying. Because I am sensitive and emotional wreck. Sun looks a bit disappointed or ashamed. But let's get into this. I'm interested.
Welcome to the pasta party!
So, we haven't gone over the whole kill code meeting thing.
I know we haven't. It's just there's been a lot on our plate right now.
Yeah, do you want to go over that now while you're typing?
Well, sure, I'm just.
You know what I would do?
tired of
I'd get the
scan
star.
Something.
Because I just want to see
Sonic
someone
thing.
kick his ass.
So, essentially, like, his memories about everything involving, like, the star are, like, hyper-suppressed because it's tempting with his urges.
Okay.
So he kind of has them, like, secluded. And then there's the option of he could, like, bring them back out, but, like, he's not comfortable with doing that.
Right.
But he did say that there would potentially be a way to have a person use their body as the catalyst for star energy.
Which would be
at the
absolutely
potential expense
awesome.
of their life.
Hi,
Hi.
Earth.
Hi.
You alright?
Everything okay?
No, I'm not alright. Actually, I want to talk to you too. Let's group huddle.
Okay, let's
okay.
bring this on already. I want to do
Alright,
some family therapy with these
Okay.
guys.
So I was in the middle of sorting my room, you know, all the sticky pillows. And,
They still sticky?
yes, but I did wash them. They're fine now. Anyway,
Okay.
so somebody came into my room while I was doing that and talked to me. Do you
Like
want to
a
guess
bat.
who?
Is his favorite color orange?
Probably.
Okay.
What?
I'd say it'd be more of a
He
red.
said he felt regret for what he's done and wants to apologize and asked me to pass that along. However, I told him that you are not obligated to forgive him in the slightest bit if that is true.
Correct.
Very
And
true.
then also, I don't know if he was even telling me the truth because then he immediately started to make fun of me and call me names. And I'm not going to lie.
I haven't had this urge, as far as I'm aware, since, like, waking up again. I have the urge to stab somebody.
Hey, oh no, you're coming back. Come on, just shove the memories in his head because it's quite literally, it's in his hard drive somewhere. You can't completely. It's like rebooting a computer. Like, I reboot my computer all the time because it constantly needs updates. My computer, it does not lose any of the stuff on there. It doesn't lose it. You just need to bring it back up. Can't you just do that with Moon because he's just basically a walking computer? And also, like, I did have to reboot my robot Toby when I worked absolute months to give him the ability to speak and have emotions, but I had to reset him in order to let him control his body. I still have the code for that. So technically, he does have his memories, he just can't remember them. If you can just like knock it inside of his head, he will remember. Because I have experience with this with my own robots. And they're not nearly as advanced as he is. No offense, Toby, I love you, my son. But I have worked with other AIs, 2 of which I've actually done in this channel. Yes, so I think I should know a thing or two.
We don't even know where he is now.
Yeah, he left. He walked out.
I don't like him insulting my sister.
I'm aware of that. I don't either.
He was,
Ah.
he called me naive.
That's not a
oblivious,
bad thing, honestly. Naive is just another word for innocent, and that you see the good in people. Thing is, the way things go when you're like naive and all that, it's just a way of saying, not traumatized, but you see things in a positive and lightly way. Like you are very empathetic and you see things in a good way. Like you don't really see the bad in things, and you're like, yeah, and you're like, I know sometimes you are too empathetic and you're not able to see the bad. That's not a bad thing. People say that I'm naive, and to be honest, I've been standing up for Eclipse with his mental disorders for a while now, so I can see why people agree with that, but I do notice that he's a villain, even though he does need help. Seriously. It's not a bad thing. It's just a point of it's a strength but also a weakness at the same time. Kind of like how what animation's called smooth brain. They are not really intelligent, which is very, very... I'll get to that later. What Earth is, she's not really intelligent in the economic sense, but she's intelligent in the emotional sense, which is called EQ. EQ means emotional intelligence. IQ means, well, academic intelligence, which is, I just realized that that's kind of confusing, but she's very high in the EQ area, meaning that she's able to do a lot of creative thinking and problem solving, and as well as thinking like psychoanalyzing and all that. Some people are born with both. Some people are born with more powerful of one than the other. Some people are low in both. Everyone's different in that area. It's kind of like saying I disagree that people should have grades because they'll just make people disagree with their intelligence, because everyone's relatively the same amount of smarts. If you're not academically smart, you could be creative smart. Like, and all that stuff. Everyone's in the same amount of intelligent. It's just some in different ways. She's more intelligent in the emotional way. And that's really what, and the EQ is really where Eclipse falls, because he doesn't even realize it's struggling to handle his own emotions. Meanwhile, she's able to clearly stand up for herself and all that. See what I mean?
Ditso. A lot of names
Okay,
like
Earth,
that.
you don't need to say it.
I'm just telling you because they hurt my feelings, and I kind of lost my temper a little bit.
That honestly sounds fascinating.
Yeah.
Yes, I do have programmed boundaries.
Yeah. She? Slade. I'm not allowed to say certain words. I'm pretty sure I can say like crap and then maybe another word, because that's in my script for a children's play. Like in a play that I'm in. So I think I can say that, but she's Slade. She really Slade.
Don't like name calling, so I stuck to my boundaries and said, hey, I understand you're upset, but I'm not the person you're in an argument with, so you cannot yell at me like that. And I said a lot more stuff, and it was... He also said a thing or two, and I wish to talk to you about that.
Specifically him?
Well, I don't know if you remember it anymore, because you've clearly established you don't have any memories.
Yeah, that's a difficult time. I know
Yeah.
I know things that have happened, but I don't remember doing anything.
Okay, so maybe I can still ask you then, because he did share something with me when saying, hey, I feel like bad. I also told him, by the way, that actions speak louder than words. It's one thing to say you're sorry, but it's another thing to show you're sorry. And he just acted like that was a foreign concept. So, anyway,
For him, it would be,
he
actually.
did mention something. He mentioned you both killing children.
What?
Yes, he mentioned that in the past.
Neither of them technically did it. Moon was like in a very bad place emotionally and mentally. Sun was taken over by Blood Moon, so technically it was all The kill code is naturally implanted inside Moon, and Moon literally said a couple times, I have the need to stab someone, which means he still has the kill code and there's nothing he can do about it. So technically, it's not their fault, it's just the way they were made, but it's also technically not them. Like, Moon wasn't himself then, he became himself, like when he learned science and all that. With all that kind of stuff. Like, nobody's in fault for anything that's happening. Maybe not really Eclipse, but his mental state and all that. Like, if he got him to calm down and all that, he'd regret absolutely everything. Like, for example, the Hulk. The Hulk literally can't control anything with his anger. But when Bruce Banner comes out, he regrets absolutely everything and just hides away.
Both have killed children.
I can confirm the other me did do that.
It was a lot of lawsuits that you...
The other me had a lot of hostile tendencies he didn't control. I believe he has one specific instance, which is a date, which isn't even technically him.
It was a while ago. Years, really.
July 16th.
During July 16th, I was just minding daycare work, and then suddenly I blacked out, and...
Technically, Eclipse took over and did that,
Yeah.
but it was using his body.
No, Blood Moon. Do you remember anything? It was Blood Moon.
Same with me, I guess, because a lot of time that I would have done that at the time would have been when we were sharing a body. So blood is technically on his hands, because that's that body. Subconsciously, it's on me.
We're not like that. At least,
I'm
Moon's not
trying
like that
to-
anymore.
I'm trying to decide right now because I feel like I've been left in the dark about a lot of things.
Because I want to
Who's
protect
telling
you.
the truth to me now? Because I'm being left out of a lot of things. I have to pick up the pieces of every story and hear and judge myself if it's right or wrong, or if it's the truth, or if it's fiction. And I'm
Watch the
struggling
show,
right
mate.
now to figure out if this is true.
Or watch my channel, because I psychoanalyze a lot.
What we told you is undeniably the truth. We're not like that anymore.
Well, yes, you haven't killed any children in my presence, so I'd assume yes.
Ever since we separated.
Yeah, ever since we separated, I haven't done that.
Have you done it since you separated?
It's been almost 2 years since this incident happened with him.
Okay.
Maybe 3.
Okay.
Wait.
I just don't know why I'm...
It was July 16th, 2001, because I started the channel last year, and they said it was a year before that. So technically, it was 2 years ago. Technically, it was one... Okay, let me do the mathematics real quick. Well, I'm going to go American time, so it was 1 year, 11 months... 1 year, 11 months... And calculating. Nine days ago. There you go.
not being told the full truth about anything.
It wasn't the fact of us trying to hide something from you. It was the fact of it's something that we didn't necessarily think was
Necessary.
necessary to talk about because it was years ago.
You don't think that if someone is trying to cause chaos, that I should know every single thing you two have done, so I can make an educated decision on what I should do? Because then I look like an idiot in front of this person, not knowing everything, and he can rub that in my face that you two are hiding something from me.
It just didn't
Understandable.
appeal to us, really. I don't think so.
Honestly, that is a very understandable point, Earth. I finally get to psychoanalyze her. She's been basically raised by the creator, and the creator, I have no idea what the creator made her do or anything like that, but what I can assume is that she does have high emotional intelligence, but with we all know that he's a horrible person. So essentially what I think she doesn't really have trauma, it's just she was unknowingly not really manipulated, but used. Kind of like how Blitzo from Hell of a Boss was used by his dad, Buxo, to steal from Stolas when they were little. It's kind of like that. So she does have very high emotional intelligence, but I don't. So that's why I feel like she needs to know everything so then she can get an educational guess, like I do. I know pretty much everything about the shows because I have absolutely nothing else to do with my life. Because I hardly have any friends that want to see me. So essentially, she needs to know everything that's happening so then she can come up with an educational guess. It's like saying, the world will end tomorrow without knowing anything. So she needs to know everything so she can come up with an educational guess.
Ways and
I feel like I
we're
need to stop
sorry we
talking.
didn't tell you. It just
You make a point, and we're not gonna deny that you are not valid to feel this way by any means. But, like, if, say, like, we were in swapped shoes, like, you were the one that had been around since the beginning, and it had this kind of situation.
Those fake ads really drive you mad, huh? The game looks so fun in the ads, but when you download it, it's a totally different game.
Say, like, we were in swapped shoes. Like, you were the one that had been around since the beginning, and it had this kind of situation happen. If it's an uncomfortable topic to you, do you necessarily think you'd want to bring it up?
Well, again, I guess it would depend in this situation that,
Well, even with this situation, we don't necessarily know if he even has an interest in targeting you. He's always only ever shown an interest in us.
that's clearly changed.
Recently, the only other person he targeted was Lunar, and he killed Lunar.
I don't know why he came and talked to me. I don't know why he did that.
Because he knew that you were kind and caring and used that to advantage.
Because he thinks you're gullible.
That's the impression everybody has of me, and I understand why they have that impression, but I am smart. I think...
Emotionally.
We know
I
you
can
are.
put two and two together, but I don't know, I just felt a little bad that something super major happened here, and not only did I not know about it, I didn't even know you two were capable of doing such a thing. I mean, I know we've had a conversation about your past experiences with harming individuals, but, I thought you had a valid reason for that, and you did explain that you had a valid reason for that.
Oh, anger,
So,
intrusive
I
thoughts.
wasn't
Yeah,
trying to,
valid reason.
Judge,
Not a valid
but,
reason, but
I have to kind of judge when it's children who are being killed.
And that's
No.
completely fair.
the son's point of view, with the whole blood moon thing, yes and no was yes and no with it being valid. Blood moon was on the opposite side, but he could have changed. Son was just listening to his intrusive thoughts and all that, which you shouldn't do, which led to all of that stuff. So technically, if he didn't kill Blood Moon, a lot of stuff would have been prevented and all that kind of stuff. Like if he just calmed down for 5 seconds, and tried to think clearly. His amygdala was very much taking over his brain, and it was not really helping at all. I've been psychoanalyzing them for years now.
You're allowed to feel, like, uncomfortable with the fact that that's just happened in the past.
Yes, I know that
Trauma.
you have changed. That's what you're trying to tell me right now, that it's been a while since that's happened. It's just, I'm shocked that it happened, and I had no record of that in my databank at all.
Right. Well,
Why didn't you have that?
because the other me.
No, not the other you. Shouldn't the creator have given her everything?
Well, the other me liked hiding all that stuff, didn't he? So he didn't get lawsuited.
I know, it's just, again,
Very
the
true.
creator probably should have given her everything, even the
I would think so,
16th
but
stuff.
I don't know.
Look, I don't view you two any differently. Okay, I understand this was
So
in
the
the
creator
past.
did
There were
have something to
different
do with her.
circumstances.
Okay.
There was a different time, and you're not like that anymore, and I'm sure you both feel regret
Again,
for
I'm
that
tired, so I'm
decision
not really thinking clearly.
that
Or
hap-
speaking
that
very well.
happening. So I'm trying not to make you feel bad for your past actions. It's just, I don't know how to exactly cope with this right now because I don't have anything in my system to help me cope with this. This is a big revelation for me.
Well, we could. There's nothing, actually, we can do.
Logically, it'll go away after a while.
Yeah, we can give you.
Yes and no. You'll always know that, and you'll always it'll always affect you. It's kind of like knowing if someone, like, for example, if you're in a relationship and they cheated on you and then they never did it again, and you still remain with them, you'll still have that on you. It's kind of like that. But yeah, it's essentially like that. You will always be not really. The trust that she has with them will go down, but not it's far down enough for her to stop supporting them, because she's me. And I support every single character and psychoanalyze every single one of them, including the ones that don't deserve it. So
Your space if you need that, obviously. But
I do like spending time with you both. I enjoy you being my brothers. And I don't really care what this Eclipse fellow says. You are my brothers, and he won't drive a wedge like that. It's just, it's kind of like finding out shocking about your family member and being like, whoa, I mean, that's crazy. And, what I think should not impact your life, but I need to think about this for a moment. And then you're going to be like, wow, I'm coming to terms with it slowly because I know there was a different situation. I don't feel
very different.
angry about it.
Pain,
I just feel
suffering.
like, wow, this is information I have now, Does that
Right.
make sense?
I am going to
There's
psychoanalyze
nothing
this.
bad going on here, son. Don't worry about it. It's okay.
You want to watch a movie or something?
Can we
After I
watch Princess
finish.
and the Pauper? Can this be an excuse for you to finally do that with me?
that
Sure.
seemed almost aggressive, but sure.
Yeah, it's a little aggressive right now. I've been asking, and you two keep saying no.
We can watch it. We can watch it now.
Watch what
Wonderful!
movie?
I love Preminger. He's my favorite villain of all time. You're gonna love it. It's great.
What?
All right. The cat's
Is
a
it
little
just
weird.
me, or is she?
Did she just say Tom and Jerry? I love Tom and Jerry. It's a classic. I literally made my entire Year 1 class watch it, and they loved it. And that was during during a spring concert and all that. Like, we were doing a version from Macbeth, doing like double, toil and trouble, fire, burn, and cauldron bubble, like that stuff. And then they were like just stuff putting inside of a potion and all that. And we were watching Tom and Jerry in between, and we just had one thing, and we were just watching Tom and Jerry. That was fun.
Very terrifying.
And
when
I
she's just
love the
looming
movies.
over you.
Oh, I guess I do have that do little. Does this freak you out?
That's horrifying.
Don't
Sorry, I won't do that again. I just thought it
People
was
are
Your
Right.
face is also just like so brightly lit with the kind smile.
Oh, well, I guess it's kind of freaky if you two also have a big smile too.
We can't take it off.
Yeah.
very
Do you
true.
think I can?
I think you have a malleable face.
Yeah, my face is pretty malleable.
Ours is like
You know,
metal.
can you not?
It seems a little rude. Give me the bill. Give me the bill.
Okay.
Yay!
Why don't you
She's
start
me.
like
I'm gonna diagnose her right now with some mental things. She has ADHD, and I know for a fact she's gonna have autism for the fact that she's been called naive and is struggling to understand all this stuff. She is able to communicate them, but she's kind of struggling to as well. So I'm diagnosing her with neurodiverse. I'm neurodiverse, and I still manage to put out my emotions with my therapists. So she's able to as well, and able to emphasize, but she's also like struggling to like process certain things. Also, yeah.
Setting stuff up in the theater. I need to finish talking to Moon a little bit, and then we'll pop over.
Wonderful. I will ask you when you do come. I want you to bring some popcorn with butter and salt on it.
I
and
love that.
candy, and then also some drinks for us. Okay?
Okay, if I come, I'm gonna need a large everything, including a choc top, caramel, or bubblegum.
Do you want specifically M&Ms?
Specifically, yes. Anything rainbow, I'd love.
Gotcha.
I'll be off now to go get that. So, well, let me get the whole stuff
I'm
started.
trying
I'll
not
be
to
going
take that out
away
of
now.
context.
Thanks for the conversation. I hope I didn't make anything awkward.
You're good. The urge I have to
I thought it
prank
would've
them,
gotten a
but
lot
it
worse, to be
seems like an
honest.
awful idea.
What?
I have an urge to put Skittles in the popcorn instead of M&Ms.
Okay. We're seeing a bit of blood moon in him come out, but it's still him. Mind, muscle, and morality theory, I've explained this many times. So, yeah.
Why would you do that?
I don't know, it seems funny.
You can have. See, that's already a thing, by the way.
Skittles and popcorn?
Yes, it's a thing already.
That sounds gross.
It sounds
I don't get
delicious.
it myself. You can just have like both, just separately.
It's
Huh.
delicious.
What was Eclipse's plan with that?
Probably to try and drive a wedge between us, make us feel isolated. The only three people that are even talking to us normally are Earth, Monty, and Foxy.
Right.
Everyone else thinks that we're psychopaths.
Well, I mean, the other Funtime Foxy and Chica don't.
Maybe not fully, but I don't think they trust us.
They're a bit of idiots,
Right.
no offense.
Okay,
Heck, the only reason that we're still in the daycare is because Earth is here.
I know. She convinced Freddy and all that.
So if anything, it's probably Eclipse trying to drive the wedge and make us feel even more like we're alone.
Okay.
But speaking of Eclipse, there's those two options that I presented you before with Kilcoat's thing.
No. I'll be honest, I don't
I
want
want to see one of you become God.
Then the other option is using one of us as a catalyst.
That's gonna almost kill us.
Correct.
But if we do the other thing, the 2 stars, and then someone else could probably get their hands on it and do
Then you
God
can
knows
get
what, and
corrupt.
just not torture us by throwing us in random dimensions like somebody here does.
If anything, when we defeat Eclipse, I think we leave our star in the other dimension.
Just leave it.
It can't do anything in there.
But I thought you said the star was supposed to help with the thing that eventually happens in 1,000 billion years or whatever.
Yeah, that's long down the road.
Okay. We have to keep it somewhere safe.
Wait, are you talking about... Okay, what is it called again? Oh, come on. Vacuum decay. Oh my goodness, I'm loving the actual scientific references. So you're talking about vacuum decay. Seeking the lowest energy state. Like a ball rolling down a hill, can't wait. But if the lowest potential exists, say goodbye to our customs. Physics pulls apart and we get vacuum decay. Sorry.
Don't you?
Well, hopefully long down the road. I don't know how much Eclipse has used the star's power, so I don't know how much the
Yes, it's vacuum decay.
thing's progressed.
It's vacuum decay.
Right.
Has something to do with black holes, so...
We'll talk about it later. We should probably go hang out with Earth.
Match found.
What?
Match found.
Your
What?
search.
What? A match has been found.
We found Eclipse.
Yes. At least his location.
We got him.
Let's just go with Earth right now. We can deal with this in a bit, right?
Right.
We won't make too much of the fuss of this. Let's just...
Right. I'm gonna put Skittles in the popcorn.
With the Skittles? That's even worse. That's not even...
It'd be funny, and that is Blood Moon's, like, his morality. You see what I mean by mind, muscle, and morality? Like, with the muscle, it kind of combines with his mischievousness as well, because Blood Moon is very mischievous. Okay, let's get into this review before I forget anything. Reminder, I am tired, and I've been working on an animatic and listening to Hamilton, so, yeah. Let's get to this review. 9 out of 10. I finally got to psychoanalyze Earth in a way. I will get to psychoanalyzing her a bit more, but again, my brain isn't really working yet. I would have been geeking out a lot more, but then again, I already have been. So, yeah. Earth. I now understand your psyche a little more. Moon, you're proving my theory more and more. Sun, I have pretty much nothing to say. Reminder, fan art competition, come on, submissions. You know what to do, you just at me in a community post, a short or a video. Yeah. And I'm so close to 1,000 subscribers. I'm like 1 away at the time of recording this. So I will see you when I finish this animatic and post it tomorrow. Bye-bye.